Said Abbas, as I see what they are doing in India, I'm saying, who says we can't start planning to even have a league for wrestling?
Yeah, of course we can. Talking about having a league, it's very, very possible. I always say, anyone who says nothing is impossible and doesn't understand the fact that something is impossible. That is just it. Look at there's no way you're not going to compare Nigeria to South Africa. They participate in different sports. So look at, they got knocked out of the Nations Cup in 2015, and in fact they were preparing for the Cricket World Cup, and they had this ovation for their athletes there. In fact, there was this.
After that, they had the Rugby World Cup.
There was this send-forth ceremony they had. It was so wonderful.
Yeah.
Even for the Rugby World Cup, they've won it twice. They were there at the semi-finals. Don't talk about the Rugby World Cup in the world. You talk about South Africa, Argentina, New Zealand.
Australia.
Those are the things we want for Nigeria. It is definitely possible. Now look at Kenya. They defeated South Africa, the Springboks, just last week. So that means Kenya, they are doing something right in rugby. Who says we can't do it here? It is very possible. But what we do here is football, and even look at the fact that we're not even getting it absolutely right in terms of football. Let us diversify. Get to look at other sports, tennis, rugby, netball World Cup. Look at the netball World Cup there. A Malawian athlete was adjudged the MVP of that particular tournament. Who would have imagined that South Africa too, they were there? Who says we can't do all this? This is that. Okay, you might actually excuse us for gymnastics. You know, gymnastics can give it to the Haitians.
They are more flexible.
Exactly. But who says we can't do swimming? Who says we can't do rugby? Javelin. Who says we can't do amateur?
So the guys from the South.
It was so very pathetic at the All-African Games. A South African has won the amateur event for 4 consecutive All-African Games before the Algerian dethroned him. Who says in Nigeria cannot do amateur?
And cast your mind back to London 2012. Charles Leclerc, the South African swimmer, and another swimmer was all the South Africans needed to win gold.
Just imagine.
That was just all they needed.
Right.
And you see, look, there are sports where just one person or two people. I mean, Ian Top, the American Michael Phelps, the most successful athlete, and that's just swimming. One person.
And then one man.
One person
win almost 7 medals.
So if you invest right, I'm not just talking about throwing money away, investing rightly and trying to tap into the passion that people have. You see, some people have some sports that they like, even when you're not paying them. I mean, we all know the story of how Adekuro got to India. Let's not talk about it.
But if we have to, let's say it.
Let's not talk about it.
And said no funding, and then the Indian government said, we will take care of this.
They saw the passion.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's the story for me. You know, I do understand that government cannot do everything, but always allow people to take advantage of opportunities, and that's why I'm happy for Adekuro, and I'm happy. I'm praying that the net would spread.
That's right.
Across board. Then you're going to start having Nigerians doing well. Create the enabling environment, and give us a comparative advantage. You know, when you invest, results will come.
That's right.
The time is not guaranteed. Nobody can guarantee that.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of time. You start seeing the
You'll
results.
see it because it's a total package. Everybody needs to work together. Mention the federation and then talk about the leadership, because we all know the passion of the president, Danny Gali. Also was a former professional wrestler. So you see, he understands it. He knows the way to make Adekure move from one level to another. Aminat Adeniyi and the rest. We saw what they did at the Commonwealth Games, at the African Games. So leadership is very, very important.
Crucial.
He understands the vision and can now carry them along. That's what I keep saying.
And I think we have to take off this mindset in Nigeria, where we have presidents of association, we have media officers of association. What they just do is, okay, I just want to win something right now. I don't care about a long time.
Oh, that was even good. Someone wants to win something right now.
Right now, just
there are others that they just want to take their president of the federation.
And that's it. That's the problem. Once that mindset is taken off, that okay, yes, I want to build something for the future. That okay, yes, should this thing work out now? Yes, they would say I was a part of this development. Look at when Germany won the World Cup last year. Joachim Low talked about how Jürgen Klinsmann started off this project in 2004 when he was the head coach before Joachim Low took over. He didn't look at the fact that yes, I might be sacked at any point in time, but he developed these players. That is what we want these guys to do. If a particular president of a particular federation, develop this. Let us have 20, 10, 20, 15 years developmental program, and definitely we'll reap the fruit of the labor.
And also another problem quickly, because I know Austin wants to leave this issue. Another problem that I think we have is that we should always, stay away from how do I put it now? People always like to have a good image in public. And I think that's one problem most of this federation have. Even a federation that is doing nothing. Just wants to look good in the eyes of the public. And you see, sometimes you might look bad. Not because you're not doing anything, but just because people want more.
So you get lessons.
Yeah.
So you get lessons. You look at what... You see, the problem, people just see criticism as condemnation.
I must look good.
When they give you productive criticism, is so you go back and see ways you can get better. And that's what we try to do in the media. Watch over what you're doing, monitor it, and then tell you where you need to get better. Because if you take out, you can tell the federations that are doing very well, and look at the leadership.
Yeah.
Table tennis.
It rubs off.
That's right. Wrestling. Let's see. We are seeing good things now in football. We know he's a passionate president. Those are the things we're talking about. So we'll continue talking about it. There's need to develop other sports in Nigeria. Thank God the new minister, Barrister Solomon Dalong, says he's not a football minister. There is a sports minister waiting. He needs to walk the talk because it's about time. And I'll go to Twitter right away. Derek Kuti says the future is now. It's like he's listening to what we're saying. He says the future is now. Odunayo is one of our medal hopeful at the 2016 Olympics. And we totally agree. Yeah. So when you've seen the quality now, starts developing so that she starts preparing now. She shouldn't come from the Indian League and then nobody is doing anything till July and you want to go and win gold.
I start throwing money at her maybe May.
Yeah,
I
like that. I like
throw money at her and put a lot of pressure on her head and say, when you come back, give me 12 gold.
You know you did well in India. Don't go and embarrass your country now. You did well.
Why countries have been preparing for the past 4 years?
You know you were beating people in India. Go and beat other persons at the Olympics.
Other athletes have all their distractions taken away from them. But we don't have that. Other athletes just go to the field and do their job. They're not going to worry about what I'm going to eat, where I'm going to sleep.
That's right.
Am I taking the wrong? Am I taking the wrong medication?
Even have sports grants. Before then, he's receiving money.
You're already told what you might have to forego.
Yeah,
exactly.
Maybe marriage, maybe your relationship with your boyfriend that might have 1 or 2 implications on your performance. All of those things. I think we need to get, like Adekore, for instance, there needs to be a plan for 2016.
That's right. That's right.
These are the events you will partake in. When we get to Rio, you might have to forego this for this.
That's right.
You might have to do this.
Because you might change the program.
You might have to stay off this lifestyle for the next 9 months. I mean, all of those things. You don't have a situation where somebody just knows that morning that the time for 200 meters and the time for long jump is the same.
So that's it. Hopefully all this talk will actually bring about the much needed change that we've been yearning for in Nigerian sports. Odunayo Adekore doing big things for Nigeria, for herself first, and then Nigeria as a country, and wrestling in particular, because we don't get to see much or talk much about wrestling, but she's actually giving us reasons to talk about it. Well done, Odunayo Adekore. Let's go on a break now. When we come back, we will be talking about the beach soccer championship going on in Nigeria. We'll talk about league football in Nigeria, the coaches, who is moving, who is staying. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Stay with us.